All right, Big K back again with another video. Today, guys, we're going to tackle probably our most complicated topic by far. And I'm going to try to do this in, I don't know, anywhere to 5 to 7 minutes, okay? We're going to and this is a two-part topic, all right? We're going to tackle why people get fat. But first, we need to address three things today in this video. We're going to address insulin, glucose, and glycogen. All right, pay attention because it's a very, very, very complicated topic. Let's start, excuse me, let's start with glucose versus glycogen. All right, what is glucose and what is glycogen? They're both carbohydrates, okay? Glucose is what your body uses as fuel. Everything else stores as glycogen. The difference between glucose and glycogen is glucose is a monosaccharide, where glycogen is a polysaccharide. Several glucose molecules make up glycogen. Okay? Stay with me now. I'm trying to keep this very, very simple. What your body does not use as glucose stores as glycogen in three places. That is in the liver, that is in muscle tissue, and that is in fat. Now, let's address that for a minute, okay? Those three places, ideally, you want to have it in the liver and muscle. But what happens is some of us tend to eat a little bit more than we're supposed to. And your body's saying, well, these two closets are filled up. Where are we going to store it next? And that's fat storage. That's why your ass is so big, okay? Now, insulin. Let's bring insulin. Insulin is the bus driver. Insulin is the one who's taking the glucose and transporting it where it needs to be. So, what happens when you guys eat your hefty soulful meals and some of your candy and some of the junk that you eat, or even a clean meal? This carbohydrates that you have ingested goes into the bloodstream, okay? And now you have glucose there. The pancreas releases insulin and says, oh shit, we got to take this to where it's needed, okay? The insulin takes this new sugar that you have in the bloodstream and transports it to the liver, muscle tissue, and anything else. It goes as fat storage. Glucose is what's needed for our cells as fuel, for us to move around, for me to move my hand, okay? That's what glucose is, all right? Now, here's the problem. Some of us eat more than we're supposed to. When there's too much glucose in the bloodstream, the pancreas releases more insulin. It is now spiked because it's saying, oh shit, we got to get this this sugar out of the bloodstream and transport it. Because if it doesn't, and that sugar keeps on getting high, you get something called hypoglycemia. And if it gets too high, you die. Okay? We don't want that. Dying is not a good thing. All right? So, we would like to slow this process down. The problem is some of us don't eat a proper balanced diet and we don't slow down the sugar absorption. So you might ask yourselves, hey, why is it that bodybuilders say that white rice, white potatoes, and these high processed sugars are bad? The reason why is because we slow down the sugar absorption with protein and fiber. We are now slowing it down. Someone whose diet is not up to par and who, well, believe it or not, I've met grown people who told me that they don't eat vegetables. Yeah, I know. Like, what are you, 5? People who eat these things, they're not slowing down the sugar absorption. Okay? They're not slowing it down. So therefore, it keeps going into fat storage. Okay? These are the tanks that it goes into. When that gets too high and you keep doing that over a period of time, well, you become type 2 diabetic. The pancreas starts to malfunction. and the insulin is not being produced the way it should be. And therefore, the sugar in the blood gets too high, and the depot is not dispatching enough buses, which is insulin, to take this sugar where it needs to be. Okay? So I hope that I simplified this topic. It gets very, very complicated, and we're probably going to have to do 2 more parts to this video. So what did we learn today? We understand what glucose is. We understand what glycogen is. We understand where glycogen is stored. Just to repeat, that is the liver, muscle tissue, and the rest is fat storage. We understand the difference between glucose and glycogen, okay? A monosaccharide, polysaccharide, remember. And we understand the function of insulin in the body and what it does. So, to sum this up, maybe your big ass should stop eating so much sugar and the insulin will work right. All right, stay tuned for part 2 and 3 to this video because it gets even more complicated. All right, I hope this was helpful, and please, by all means, check out my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio on Instagram. That's Kyle Royal on Instagram, KayAROYAL, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you got. I hope this was helpful, guys. Take it easy.